cash because he enjoyed good relations with the trust and with the other companies as well. The first thing he went for was...
Can I sort of keep it moving a bit? First thing is he was given the objective of financial rehabilitation of the institution. Right, that was one thing which he did. Why did he have good relations with the trust as compared to Sutton?
Because when he the trust appreciated what he had been doing in the base.
Yes, it was his strength in a particular area where the school was in problem. You see, this was actually resolution of a particular problem. We still know that even now, when the school was in problems, academically it was still very, very strong. So, the downhill side was its financial aspect. And the trust has specifically brought him in for that, taking care of financial problems. So, there was a good relationship. They thought that he was financially very sound person.
Alright, see, he started out by updating the technology. The cash that he received from the trust, he updated the technology. As he wanted to improve the financial situation of the school, he opened the admissions, increased the fee by 30%. The other financial thing that for the marketing he did is that he hired a PR consultant to redraft the prospectus. The financial decisions he has taken that he just let the staff social fund go off. He cut off the tea and coffee allowances as well. And then he made few adjustments on the phone calls as well, that no direct calling has to be done, it has to be some.
These are things which are very serious. The important thing is that we need to recognize that sometimes from the financial aspect, you see, allowing people to use telephone, because Sutton was very strong on personal relations. He didn't bother if people were using it. But on the financial side, the downside was that some people, many people may not be abusing that, but some might be. And the outcome is that it affects the organization, right? But the another thing which he did, he increased the fees. But that can also be explained that the school has been there for 8-10 years. Generally, the strategy is there that there is a depreciation value of the things, which is maybe 1% a year, and generally the strategic plans includes 1 or 2% increase in the fees. There are a couple of advantages in that. One, that people don't feel burdens. Second is that it is an inbuilt thing which takes care of the changes in the currency in future. Sutton wasn't strong on that. So, as a sort of drastic measures, when he came back, he suddenly had that 30% increase. In some ways, it was good that it was going to bring in that financial injection which the institution needed. But on the other hand, it could alienate some customers. It could put out some people that why has suddenly increased the fees. So, we just need to analyze what he has done. Another thing which he did was cutting that coffee fund. What is your comment on that?
It can be a schedule, but it should not be straightforward.
Yes. Yes. I think yes.
It depends on what kind of percentage it was in the total budget. If it was a small amount, he could have avoided it rather than take on the,
Because I think it was a goodwill gesture that he took away.
Yeah, I can see that people are realizing that. You see, there is a difference between using the telephone and having tea coffee, right? Telephone can be abused. Tea coffee, there is a limit, whatever you take. And it gives staff an opportunity to get together, right? It is a sort of goodwill gesture that, yes, how many cups of coffee a person is going to use every day. So, sometimes people go to the extremes in making their strategic decisions. You have to give proper value and balance. The point that I'm trying to make, I'm not saying it was right or wrong. I'm just saying that you have to make your strategic decisions by balancing them. What will be the strengths, what will be the weaknesses, how it will contribute to the environment within the organization as well as financial health, positively or negatively. And you have to balance. Is this fund financially very unhealthy for the organization or not? To what extent? And is it, from environmental point of view, positive or negative? So each thing needs to be considered individually, not just going straight away and cutting everywhere where the money is going, and cutting the home, cutting everything, increasing the fees. Again, you need to be very careful. But because he was given a specific task, he did that. What else?
And next then he started making the budget heads for repair and maintenance, furniture and other things. And he budgeted and planned after discussion with the department heads and the deputy heads. He shared the targets, he agreed with the targets, and he set the time for them, time frame for them. And afterwards then he started having the quarterly reviews from them. And
setting the achievable goals.
Achievable goals. They were quite achievable. In fact, they were being discussed by the heads and deputy heads. That's why they didn't be achievable. And then ultimately, the teachers they started having the concern that there has been a lot of admissions. Now the children who have been taking straight A's, it can be a mix of it, a blend.
Yeah. That is another point. You see what he said, that the children should have this level of achievement. What was the problem? What was the issue there? Targets of achievement. He set the targets of achievement. Teachers were not happy. What was they not happy?
He linked it with their salaries and bonuses. He linked it with their bonuses and salaries.
What else? Sorry? Again?
The system of accountability was set, so everybody was accountable for that. Some of them who were really having fun, they just left.
Do you think there was any strength in their argument when they went against the objectives, setting the objectives of achievement?
And they agreed about the targets. And when they made it clear that the targets are meant to do and if you are not achieving it, then it is going to be cut.
There is something mentioned which is like value added. What is that?
I think maybe he set the objectives. He didn't look at the personal achievements. Maybe he just thought this is what has to be achieved.
Can you read the sentence? There is a sentence.
What about value added? Value added, they tried. If better students were recruited, I could easily get a 100% pass at A, C in GCS.
What is the sentence before that?
There was no doubt in any of the staff members' minds what was required of them and the implications of not meeting your targets.
Yes.
Actually, now the team building was getting weak, I think. Yes, that is the element which was not.
Because yesterday also when we were discussing, some points came up about setting the targets and how those targets, for some people, achieving those targets can be challenging in different circumstances. So when we are setting the targets of people, obviously when an educational leader is setting the targets, whoever is achieving that, he is setting the targets. We generally set the targets for the whole group. And targets are generally set in view of the organizational goals. What organization wishes to achieve. The objection that in this case is of value added. They accepted the targets of achieving whatever it was. Their objection, what they cried out against was value. What about value added? So what is that value added? What does the term value added?
But they meant that if you take weaker students and you bring them up to better grades, that's value addition.
Yeah.
If you get A graders and you get A grades from them, that's not much value addition. That's what they meant.
So who is suffering in such situations if suffering someone?
Students, teachers.
No, from the
The students will suffer. You see, eventually if you only pick up the brighter students,
yes.
and the system does not recognize
that. But here we are talking about the teachers, that why were teachers crying out that what is the issue?
because their salaries would suffer now.
Now when they are going to get the students,
Only looking at only A and B's.
The issue that was causing concern among the teachers was that if previously recruitment has been very, very active because the school had been elected. obviously, partly due to the problems happening during the later period of settled, and the school wasn't that strong now. So they were bringing in students with A's, B's and C's. Now if you bring in students with A's, B's and C's, and in one teacher's class, if students go who have got more A's, there is more possibility of that teacher getting more A's in the next evaluation and assessment. If C's go into a teacher's class, then it will be more difficult for that teacher, because obviously you can improve students to a certain level. There is a limit to that. So you can't suddenly pull C's up to A, So what they were saying was that it should be taken into account what is the value added. If every teacher is given that this objective that there should be 3 A's in your class, 5 B's in your class, and if one teacher is getting, say, 10 A's in his or her class, another teacher is getting 10 C's in his or her class, that objective doesn't fit them out. So that was because they were used to more individualized treatment, more personalized treatment. This setting the objectives on a sort of whole scale, they were having problems in this area. Have you got it? And then the recruitment fell. The staff started resigning. You see, what I would really like you to read about is, in spite of the things which he did, what technically in favor of, they were pulling the finances together, they were efforts to improve staff efficiency was it really, and there were no after school meetings. The meetings were very formal. There was just once in a 3-month meeting, that quarterly meeting. And yes, every trust members also were very happy with him and And then, why did people start resigning? Keep this question with you. Take it with you and think about it. What was there that staff started resigning during the period?
Social coordination activities.
But whenever you're doing your strategic planning, always try to think what happened to that team. And it might give you some very interesting ideas. Because practically he wasn't doing anything wrong. He was giving them objectives. We are doing our work. We give objectives to the teams. He was setting targets for them. The staff had agreed that they were not unrealistic, but they were other issues as well.
There is one interesting thing here. He was very smart because he was sending the report to the trust as well. They were very happy. So he was communicating his views. Whereas the previous he was just focusing on the task and the school.
Yes, his communication
was not talking about his
not with the trust.
So, one very
anyway, the purpose was just sort of drawing attention to certain things which can happen. There is nothing right and nothing wrong in practice. I mean, certain things work in certain situations, in other situations. We have got here one, in spite of all the academic excellence that the school achieved, actually took the school downhill. So the school was sustained, which is a very important part of any organization, whether it is school or business or whatever it is. Sustainability is the most important factor for any organization to continue. And the other took the school from that financial challenging situation and revived it and brought it when it was breaking even and then making profits. So financially it became very viable. But the question that arises is that why is it that the team starts leaving? I'm not asking for answers at the moment. Ask yourself what happened and why it happened and how the things can be balanced. You see, there we have got two very different personalities. Both have their strengths, both have their limits, and that's why I see the
Because their personal things, really from here,
The purpose was just to ask questions to your own selves, and maybe when you are doing your planning, just find things. So, thank you very much.